Welcome to Royal Math Podcast. Tonight we're going to be doing questions from the Checkpoint 4 review. And those questions are 5, 6, 10, 13, and 22. So let's go ahead and start off with question number 5. So, an isosceles triangle has base angles that each measure 38 degrees. Write an equation to find z, the missing angle of the isosceles triangle, in degrees. Well, first off, we know that a triangle has three angles. So let's say x plus y plus z. And we know that those three angles add up to equal 180 degrees. Now, we know what x and y is, because an isosceles triangle has two side lengths and thus two angle measurements that are congruent or the same. So we know that when it has base angles that equal 38 degrees, that means x is 38 and y is 38. And then we still don't know what z is, but we know that they all equal 180 degrees. So we need to combine the integers. So on the left side of the equal sign, we have 38 plus 38, and that's going to equal 76. And it's still added to the third angle, which still equals 180 degrees. Now we're going to do the inverse of constant. The inverse of constant, or the inverse of any operation, is done to move one number to the other side of the equal sign. Without doing the inverse operations, you cannot move a number across the equal sign. So, the opposite of what 76 is doing? Well, it's a positive 76 and it's being added. So we know opposite of adding is subtracting. So we're going to subtract 76 from both sides. Now this gives us our zero pair right here, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. And over on this side, 180 minus 76 is 104. And now we're going to bring down everything we have not changed yet, which is the equal sign and the variable z. So now we have z equals 104, because 38 plus 104 equals 180. All right, now let's jump right into question number 6. The net of a square pyramid and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. And it's asking, what is the total surface area? Well, if we look on the right, the formula says surface area equals lateral area plus capital B, which is area of the base. Now you'll notice some of the variables in the formulas are uppercase and some aren't. Okay, like we have the cursive L. So the cursive L stands for slant height for the lateral area. But when they are a capital letter, that means they're more than just a line segment. So capital B means area of the base. All right, capital L means lateral area, while cursive L, which is lowercase, just means a line segment of the height, the slant height of the face. So let's go ahead and find the lateral area. So the lateral area is 1/2 times capital P, so it's more than just a line segment, it's the perimeter of the base, times the slant height, which is the height of each one of the triangles that is the face of the pyramid. So let's go ahead, and we know we're going to go ahead and write everything as we fill it in. So we have 1/2, and the perimeter of the base, well, the perimeter of the base is 14, so it has 4 sides. So to go all the way around it, 14 times 4 is 56. So 1/2 times 56 times the slant height, which is the height of each face. So it's 10 feet. So I'm going to times it by 10. Now, I have 1/2 times 56 times 10. I can do the multiplication in any order I want. So I only want to do the 1/2 if I have even numbers. That way I don't have to create any decimals. So I can decide whether I want to do half of 56 or half of 10. Now nothing's easier than multiplying things and numbers by 10, so I'm going to go ahead and do 1/2 of 56, and 1/2 of 56, of course, is 28. And I'm going to times that by 10, and of course, multiplying any number by 10, you simply write the number and then add a 0 to it. So I know my lateral area is 280 feet squared. All right, so I come on over here to my formula for surface area, and I fill in the lateral area of 280, and that's going to be added to the area of the base. So in the middle, I have the formula for squares. All right, each side length is 14, and the formula says side length squared. So I'm going to go ahead and do 14 times 14, and of course 14 times 14 is 196. So I know the area equals 196 feet squared. So now I'm going to come over and I'm going to add 196 to the 280. And 280 plus 196 is 476. All right. All right, now let's go ahead and move over to the next question. Question 10. The dimensions of a triangular prism are shown in the diagram. What is the volume of the triangular prism in cubic centimeters? So, to find volume, we know the formula is volume equals base times height. Notice that's a capital B, so that means the area of the base, and the lowercase h means the height of the prism. So we can tell if we look here that our triangle has a base of 11 and a height of 7. So we're going to need to do that 1/2 base times height, the formula for area of the base, and then the height of the prism is the distance between the two bases, which is 21. All right, so let's go ahead and find the area of the base. So remember, whenever you do a volume formula, you know you will always have to do an area formula of the base as well. So triangles are area equals 1/2 base times height. Now if you've noticed, I space out the variables in the formula just a little bit. That way when I write in the numbers, they're almost directly underneath it. So it makes it easier for me to keep track of what they are. All right, so I can keep 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and write 1/2. And then I know that the base is 11. So times 11, and then I know the height of the triangle is 7. So 11 and 7 are both odd numbers, so if I divide them by 2, I'm going to have a decimal, and I'd rather keep these numbers as short and sweet as possible. So 11 times 7 is going to be 77. And now I'm going to times that by 1/2. Now when I times that by 1/2, I'm basically dividing it by 2. So, the easiest way to do odd numbers, cutting them in half, is take the even version of them. So I'll drop one number down to make it even, 76, and then I'm going to divide 76 by 2, and whatever my answer is, I am going to add a 0.5 to it. So 2 goes into 7 3 times. With 1 remaining, 2 goes into 16 8 times, and then I add a 0.5. So I know that 1/2 of 77 is 38.5, and guess what? That's centimeters, and it's area, so it's squared. So now let's go ahead and put that number up into the area of the base. So area of the base is 38.5. And we are going to times that by the height, which is 21. So 38.5 times 21 is 385. 10, carry the 1. 16 plus 1 is 17. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So I add this up and I get 5, 8, 10, 8. I have one decimal, so I'm going to add it back in. And so now I know my volume is 808.5, and we know that that is centimeters, and it's going to be cubed. All right, let's move on to question 13.